Hey, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Mind and the Martyr. It is Monday.
I'm sorry, I was taking a sip of water when he put us on, and so I tried to say hi, and I almost was...
So my timing was perfect.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Ray.
Oh, that's all good. It's okay. In this house, I don't know, I tried to think of something witty and it just didn't happen. But yeah, it is Monday. It is just past 6. We are here. Down a couple of members today, but that's okay. We are here, we are happy, we are ready to party. You may see a slight difference. We finally got a decent captioning software working. We're hoping it's going to be as accurate as possible, but bear with us while we go ahead and work out some of the kinks to do with that. But yeah, so we got a little bit to plug before we go into our sponsors. Jen, did you want to?
Yeah, on Wednesday we're going to be doing Queer Heist Crew. I can't remember whether it's at 5 or 6 Pacific, but somewhere around that time. And I'll clarify on Twitter and our Discord what time it is. And tomorrow night I'll know, and I'll plug it with the correct time tomorrow night. Eek! But we're going to be doing Queer Heist Crew, which is like the queerest game ever, and it is multi-universe, so everybody gets to play from like whatever genre or universe they want to, and they're going to go get an item from the default location. And it's going to be really fun, and it's really cheesy. There's only 3 stats, and one of the stats is queer, so you get to roll for queer. And it's super freaking awesome, so join us on Wednesday at time that I will clarify.
Yeah, just check out Twitter and Discord.
Yes.
Yeah. It is random, it is funny, it is beautiful. If you have never encountered the system before, you can go ahead and check back towards our charity drive. We actually played a game of Queer Heist Crew, which Jen graciously DM'd. What's the DM term for Queer Heist Crew? I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't think there is a specific one.
I'm going with Queer Mastermind. I don't know why that's what that came into my head.
Gay in charge.
Yeah,
I like that.
Simple, to the point,
Folk
elegant.
Master,
I like it.
That's pretty good. I like that one too.
Folk Master, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I dig it. But yeah, you can go ahead and take a look back so that you know exactly what you're in for when you come and join us. It is going to be a blast.
And some of the characters there are making a return appearance.
Ooh.
I believe it's a whole bunch of community members as well that are getting involved in that one, so super exciting. Yeah, the only other thing we have to, I guess, tease at this point, we are going to be starting a Monster Hearts campaign on the channel, which is going to be incredibly exciting. We've got a whole bunch of wonderful players. Jen is actually going to be GMing that as well. It's going to be super fun, super exciting. We've had a blast with Monster Hearts when we've played it, and we're super excited to watch a whole bunch of talented people also play it. I believe the tentative estimation is mid-September, did you say?
Mid-September, yeah.
Yeah, mid-September at the moment. So that's going to be super exciting. We're going to be going ahead and getting all of the art and assets planned for that. It's going to be a good old fun time.
We're going to be keeping it feral. We're going to be like drama, and it's going to be great.
If you've never encountered Monster Hearts, it's bloody awesome. As Jen said, super feral, super interesting, and yeah, it's a whole bunch of fun.
And we also have one of those from the charity drive, the long charity day. There's a Monster Hearts episode, Monster Hearts game that we did right in the middle, and yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It definitely put me like right back in high school. I was like, oh my god, why do I have so much angst right now?
Oh man. Monster Hearts, we make the CW look like the news.
Oh god.
God, that's so accurate.
That is such a good tagline. Crap, we might have to go with that.
That's right.
Now.
Taglines.
Okay.
They're all in here somewhere.
We'll roll it in somewhere, surely. Okay. Yeah. We do have a few other projects that we're currently sitting on / working on / working through / trying to set up / whatever. So yeah, keep an eye on all of our socials. Mind of the Martyr, the Gods We Know, and Friends Who Roll Dice all have Twitter, and we also have a Discord as well.
Yeah, linked all of that in the chat. We also have, so some of us, actually, I think all of us are going to be on Resonim's Indie Spotlight interview on Saturday.
Yes.
So check that out. Our slot is, I think it's like it's a 3-day thing. So I think it's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have the Saturday slot from 5 p.m. EST to 7 EST. So if you want to catch us specifically, you can catch us then. But I highly recommend watching all of the events, because it is honestly, they've got some really interesting guests on each day. So I really recommend you watch.
I think if you're like really intrigued too by our story and our characters, I think that's going to be discussed a lot. You can get a lot from that.
Yeah, it's pretty much the entire Mind of the Martyr cast, isn't it?
It's all of us.
All of us, yeah.
Yeah, so, order your groceries, get a big old bag of chips, get 6 of them, get some bottles of wine, hang out for all weekend, and we'll make sure you get some good information out of it, or at least try to make it entertaining.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not really sure whether it's going to go more towards Mind of the Martyr stuff or us stuff, but either way, it's going to be fun, it's going to be interesting.
Is there a big difference?
It'll be everything, I think.
I didn't ask to be called out like this.
It's way more fun when you don't ask for it, right?
True. Oh, damn it. Yeah, that's going to be a blast. There are a whole bunch of really, really cool creators from various different areas of the nerd sphere that are going to be involved. As Drax said, check them out. Check them out for as long as you can. Resonant have been kind to us. We want to go ahead and return the favor and get involved with both them and everybody else in that community that is getting involved as well. So yeah, we hope to see you there. Okay, we do have 2 sponsors for these shows. Our first sponsor is So Nerdware. They've gone ahead and given a whole bunch of streamers and streaming groups all kinds of merchandise, anything from kind of your regular kind of t-shirts to they did a pride lines. They had all kinds of pretty much most, if not all, gender identities, anything from kind of your pansexual, bisexual, all the way to non-binary, gender fluid, asexual. It's wonderful to see all of that kind of inclusion involved. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and check them out, there's a link to the website in chat. If you go ahead and throw in the code FRIENDS, you get 10% off your order. That 10% goes towards us and goes towards helping us upgrade our tech, building the channel, getting some more people involved, and growing out the community. So yeah, So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Our second sponsor, I'm going to hand over to Ty for DM Emporium.
Hi, I'm Ty. DM Emporium. It's something we're trying to get off the ground, make it, just me. I shouldn't say we. But I'm trying to get, it's going to be basically this one-stop shop for all things tabletop RPG, things that you can bring to the table and really enhance that experience. Like everything from metal dice to feel the weight of destiny in your rolls. When those little plastic dice they don't have the weight, they don't have the feel. Over to dice towers, dice trays, a drinking horn, a Viking drinking horn. If you're playing a character who if it doesn't feel right holding a plastic cup, and you really help get into the mindset. We've got tunics. We're working on all sorts of things that really can enhance the game. So just kind of, if you check us out and use the code FWRD, you get 10% off your order, but most importantly, 10% goes to building this wonderful, amazing community with all these wonderful, amazing, beautiful people, and, just build it up and build it up, already well on their way to being, I guess we're on our way, holy cow, to being a partner, because we're already, we've got, oh man, so excited for that, we're trying to look for that. If you listen to us on the podcast, come check us out while you're shopping. You can listen to the podcast, shop at DM Emporium, and then, we'd love to see you live on Thursday, so we can tell you live that we love you so much. That's all I got.
Mondays, Ty.
Mondays. You know what? I'm here. I'm all here. Not in the brain, but in some ways I'm here.
Wonderful. Okay. Anybody else got anything they want to quickly go over, plug, anything like that? Otherwise, we can go ahead and get rolling.
Actually, yeah. On Wednesday, I'm guesting again, continuing my guesting appearance on Rule of Law's Infinite Horizon at 6 p.m. PST, where I think we're doing like a break-in. I think we're doing a rescue attempt. I came in last week and dumped a lot of time travel lore, and now we're going into a mission. So if you want to watch that, check out Rule of Law on Twitch at 6 p.m. PST Wednesday.
Cool.
That's gonna be...
Awesome.
What's it like to be the Snake Doctor? You'll have to tell us one day.
I dropped in Doctor Who reference naturally. Accidentally made canon a Doctor Who, like variant Doctor Who show in the universe, Nurse What, and now they loved it. So like, yeah, we're gonna make that canon in our universe. So that's the thing as well.
Awesome.
Nurse what?
No.
Just the nurse.
Exactly.
I did catch that stream. Bloody funny. I love it. Alrighty. Okay. Let's jump into the Mind and the Martyr then, shall we? So, Oren, how
Yes,
did the
sir.
last episode treat you?
Oh, well. We started off, Athenos was a big ol' fuck off lava snake, which was crazy. That got calmed down a bit. We met Regan, the druid of the Takavem. He is very jolly. Almost, I heard that there's a mythical character known as Santa Claus, I think, was it called? So he kind of reminded me of that story. We met the chieftains of the Takavem, Lila and her wife that I don't believe I caught their name, or I'm just forgetting, I don't know. Anyway, and they put us on a little mission. We got to go steal a vial of liquid metal. It was very cool. Whatever you thought of, it took that shape. It very useful, actually, I would think. But we were able to get that from this ridiculous character, and then return it, and we're off to the fire plane to meet Ishtin's in-laws, apparently. And get into a lot of other shite that I'm very terrified about, because if the sisters are afraid, oh, fuck.
I think that Athenos had some very important conversations too, yes?
That's right,
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that.
Yes. Oh, okay. I
Well-
will do that part, or he can. Do you want to?
I want to talk about
Okay,
that.
do it.
I don't know. We talk first person or third person. I don't know. Athenos, he talked to his patron, or at least an avatar of his patron, and asked him a few questions, and not many of the answers are very clear, except for one. The one that he honestly really only cared about. He asked if his captain, Dahlia Bavalor, if she was still alive, and apparently she is. So that's revitalized the hope that he never knew had died. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next.
I like how my favorite part of that whole recap is the fact that meeting Ishtin's in-laws is apparently the primary reason.
That we are
for
going to the fire plane
Yeah.
at this point.
Oh yeah.
Not, curing Ishtin's mark or tree or anything like that. No, it's the in-laws.
We are trying to find another part of the IKEA steering wheel that I need in order to get rid of my mark and get my magic back. And we are trying to find the sister tree to the volcano tree, which is very strange, but okay. That is somewhere in the fire plane, because why not? Yes? Oh, because
Yes,
the tree in the volcano has one of my IKEA pieces. And won't give it to me unless I help with this thing. So I'm helping.
We're
Yes.
doing a lot of traits.
Yes. It is a give and take. A tit for tat.
right. And we are going to dive in as the party had camped on a small little section outside of the, just to the borders of the rest of the camp, being left alone by everybody else. As privacy was very much needed, especially from certain overly excited individuals. You awake to a typical winter's morning, cold and frosty. The wind, thankfully, is not quite as biting as it usually is. Brisk, definitely, and wakes you up quite quickly, but thankfully not as bitterly cold as your other days here have been. You awake to the sound of general hustle and bustle, footsteps moving, the sound of metal on wood, wood on ground, people going ahead and working through the early morning.
Oh god.
Why did it start work so early?
Good morning.
Oh no.
Morning.
Jojo just
How's
starts
everyone
wandering around
doing?
looking for coffee.
I don't think they have a problem. They must have coffee, yes? I mean, that one guy was so hyper. He must be on caffeine. Yes? Go find
Oh,
some.
Reagan is definitely caffeinated, yeah.
Very highly caffeinated.
I mean, I'd be kind of worried if he wasn't.
Megan!
Oh god.
It's just Jojo's gonna wander outside of their camp, still in pajamas, just looking for Reagan and coffee.
Haven't
go
you got
ahead.
any coffee in Papasari there, lad?
I reveal my secrets to no one. Coffee, coffee, coffee.
To your dismay, as you step outside of the camp, this time, no food left for you, no drinks. Everyone appears to be getting on with their daily business.
I'll just open up my pack and just pull out some rations.
Same.
Okay.
There are a couple of individuals waiting a little bit further outside the camp, but as soon as they spot Jotra come out, one of them begins to step forward. Just, are you the ones owed the favor?
In coffee? Yes, coffee.
The traveling to the fire plane, yes, that would be us.
Coffee would be a grievous misuse of the favor, but yes, fireplane, traveling, right.
Are you the one with the capabilities to do that?
One of, although it's been a while. How quickly do you want to depart?
Do any of you have any business here?
I
Actually,
think so.
hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Oh, yes.
Question. And I'm just gonna put my arm around the guy and walk away. Just out earshot from everyone else.
Oh, cuddly. Oh, you and Reagan would get along too well.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Anyway, so how I'm new to this whole magic thing.
Mm.
Can you send a message to someone?
Message.
Yes.
Usually you'd have to send that to someone that you know. I can attempt to send a message. I don't know who I'm sending it to, though.
Okay. I have a friend. Okay, so I have a friend who I found was still alive yesterday, and I was hoping to see her, or at least let her know what I'm up to and know what she is up to and if she's okay. I don't know how to do that. I don't think I have the ability to do it. And I just assumed that you guys have the ability to send us to another plane. So I thought sending a message might be just kind of a piece of cake kind of thing in comparison.
Well, first of all, congratulations. I think.
I think that counts as something to be congratulated for. Yeah, I'll accept that, I guess. Thank you. But can you send a message? Is that a thing? If I tell you her name, is that enough?
Names are names. There are plenty of people who share names. Do you have something to hone in on?
And then he pulls out his gun and unscrews.
He immediately just staggers back a little bit with his stuff.
Not loaded, and I was like, pull the trigger and show it's not loaded. And I just twist the tip of it off and pull off the ring that makes up the tip. She has an identical one to this. Is that enough? I'm pretty sure these are rare because we definitely stole it from a tomb. So I don't know unless they have like a bunch of these from when we stole them. I'm pretty sure these are the only two. So does that help?
That's a lot of information I perhaps didn't need to know. I can attempt. I can't guarantee, but I can attempt.
Thank you.
He stretches out his arm and takes the ring from you and holds it clearly kind of in front of you, just make sure that you know it's there kind of thing. Begins to, with his other hand, staff still in hand, weave a few symbols. What do you wish to say?
Oh shit! I didn't think about. Dahlia, it's Athenos. I feel like that's a good way to start because having someone randomly, Athenos. No, because it's gonna be your voice, right? So say.
I wouldn't recommend. My name is not Athenos.
Yeah, it's not. My name is. Just say, Athenos told me to tell. Is there a limit? Ishin told me there was a word limit, so like.
Speak your mind, and I will compress.
Okay. Athenos told me. No, Athenos is here. He wants to let you know that he's okay, and wants to know where you are if you're okay. He is going to the fire plane, so don't do anything stupid until he gets back. Do I have any words left?
Just kind of nods. Just
that's all I can think of.
That's not all you can think of. That's just all you'll say.
No, not here.
I was waiting for it too.
I did not say it in an accent.
The older orc just closes his eyes for a second, finishes the incantation. His eyes open. Give it a moment.
The whole time Athenos is just fidgeting. He's like picking at his nails, like.
He kind of his face drops for a second. Just She responded.
What did she say?
Looks around. Leans in. She just responded, you cheeky motherfucker. And then immediately covers his mouth. Just, I really hope there weren't any children. No, okay, we're good.
Okay. Is that all she said? Where
she
is
says
she?
She is safe. She did not specify, but she said she was safe.
Okay. I guess that's good enough for now. How do I owe you a favor? Is that how you guys do stuff here? For everything?
I don't get many interesting individuals nowadays. It's kind of nice to stretch the muscles a bit.
Okay. Thank you. If when we get back, I don't know if we're gonna end up here again or somewhere else, but I might ask you to try again, if that's okay. Just to get a clear answer from her, because that sounds like she's gonna get herself into trouble, and I feel like I need to be around to at least witness it and maybe save her from it.
Very well. There are other individuals who can do it, although you may have to pay.
Yeah, I'm not. I owe you, but I don't like it being an actual like official thing that I owe you. I like to be a man of my word and not the man of the law, if you know what I mean. Can I have my ring back, please?
Of course. Nods a couple of times, hands it back over.
I think instead of screwing it back on, he just holsters his gun, and I don't know, he probably has a lace, some kind of lace on him. He just wears it around his neck on like a string. And heads back to the rest of the group.
When he gets there,
Very well.
Ishton gives him such a raised eyebrow look.
She's okay.
Well, we knew that already. But
If-
you spoke with her, sort of, kind of.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Who's okay?
Piotr also walks in at that point with a big cup of coffee in his hand. He's just like, yeah, who are we talking about? He's coming back from his tent.
I think Athos is too much of a good mood to lie. Like, my captain.
Cool.
Well, that's
she's-
great. That's great news.
Honestly, it really is. She's gonna cause. Honestly, probably won't last long. She's gonna cause trouble. So let's get going. We probably just head to the fireplace as soon as possible, because I have a feeling I'm gonna come back to her running from someone that she might have slighted or stolen from, or I don't know, shot in the foot again. I don't know.
Did she shoot you in the foot?
Not me. She just
Oh,
shot.
okay.
She's just shot plenty of people in the foot before.
It's just a go-to move of hers then. That's
It's intelligent, immobilizes, damages, and you can get away if you need to, or a power of display without permanently disabling somebody. Well, I mean, depending on where you shoot them. It's not bad.
A little problematic on the boat, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get him a peg.
Yeah. Like I said, she gets herself in a lot of trouble.
Yes, it sounds like.
For some reason, half of Athanos' crew had peg legs, and no one knows why.
No one knew why.
Did you say all that you needed to say, Athanos?
I said all I wanted to say at that moment through another person.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
I don't.
You just
Alright,
hear
well.
from a bit over the way, are you ready? I'm still here, waiting.
All right. Yes. we
all
are
right.
ready.
Let's go. Has anybody done this sort of thing before?
Yes. Many a time.
How do you do it? I'm fucking terrified.
Oh, you just walk.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
usually how you travel, actually.
It's,
Yeah.
You just walk. You will walk through. You know how when we came in, you just walked. It did not look like what it was supposed to look like, and you just walk.
Yeah, I closed my eyes and I ran.
Oh, all right. Well, you can do the same thing, but you might run into something on the other side. So you might want to be careful and not close
Okay.
your eyes. That was maybe not the smartest thing to do.
All right.
It's all right. I will,
It
do you need
creeps
me to
out just a
hold
bit.
your hand? Do you need to,
No, it's fine,
you
it's
know,
fine.
I will, you can go on my back if you need a piggyback ride.
No, it's all right. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Oh, good. All right. Yes. Well, I have a specific place in mind. So, do you need to focus the spell on me in order to get us there, or what can I do?
Just make sure that no one else is thinking, and that you yourself are thinking very hard about that place, and we should be fine.
Yes, that is easy to do. Yes, everyone just blank.
Yeah,
That I can do.
blank.
Just blink. Maybe, yes.
Jojo's face.
Just drinks a bit of coffee and is.
Jotra can do that. He can totally do that. That's so doable for Jotra.
Oh, he's desperately trying to. He's trying not to think about.
Maybe if we have them listen to everything you say and concentrate on that, and then what they see in front of them. So just be concentrating on what you're trying to memorize it. Yes?
Okay.
Jotra, you feel a
Alright.
hand on your shoulder as you just hear. Somehow that feels a lot like a bad joke.
Not that bad.
You see a stretched wing kind of beginning to come back and curl back up.
I was not joking. That was serious. I was saying, you can listen to the spell and memorize it. But anyway,
I would like to memorize the spell.
yes, you probably will. So just focus on listening to it and, seeing interesting things.
He gets out a notebook and then he flips the notebook on top of the coffee cup and then kind of like rests his arm in like this really awkward, just like holding his cup and notebook at the same time, ready to write down the spell and concentrate all of his force on it.
And I imagine that there is somewhere a painting of my husband in the home of my in-laws. And that is what I'm going to focus on. Hopefully we won't end up in the painting. Just...
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you one quick question before we go?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way for you to bring us back, or is this one-way trip?
There are people who can help us there. We will be fine.
We find our own way. Okay.
We will. There are many people who can use magic there. Many of them are friends with my father-in-law, and we will be fine. He
All right.
does this kind of thing very often. It is what he does.
All right.
All right.
Everyone hold hands.
Somebody hold Pavasar's. Oh, he grabs onto. He tries to like grab his fin with his leg. Can somebody grab Pavasar?
All right, let's get
Why
this
don't you
started.
if you sit on Pavasari and then hold hands? See, you don't have to hold him. You
I'll
sit
climb
on
up
him.
on
There you go.
Pavasari's shell too, so kind of keeping the lid.
Jotra, not thinking, puts his coffee cup on Pavasar's head and then reaches out with one hand and is still trying to write.
All right. So, I think it's been a while. He begins to draw these symbols ahead and quickly clicks. You feel the entire air around you begin to change. From this cold, brisk winter to nothing. No air, no moisture, no wind, nothing. Just for a split second. Your vision goes from your regular view to this flash of white that then begins to turn into this almost ember-like red, kind of like when you're sat around a campfire. Within seconds, you find yourself appearing in the fire plane. Where you end up is not exactly where you were intending, but very close. Ishton, you recognize this exact street. You have walked down it many, many times before. This is where the richer and more, they like to think of themselves as the nobility, tend to live. And you find yourselves in what is a rather wide open pathway with a huge group of these wonderfully big houses. Very much kind of like in real life, you have those few roads that are just filled with not quite mansions, but close enough to be that expensive kind of thing.
It's Beverly Hills.
Yeah, the Beverly Hills
Bel
of the
Air.
fireplane.
Yeah.
It's Fiery Hills.
Yeah.
The Beverly Hills of the fireplane. I like
Oh,
it.
so it's just Los Angeles, is basically.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That's fair.
This is the super city of Jaheth Bal.
Oh,
Are there
God.
people on the street?
Many.
Okay, and how close are we to my in-laws?
You are probably maybe a 5-minute walk. It's not far. You weren't dropped off very far at all.
All right, well, he was not very precise, but that is okay. This way.
I tried my best. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's still there?
Yeah, he
I thought he
comes
was just
with you.
sending us. We don't. Oh, I did not know you were going to come. That's not usually. I don't usually have someone do this for. I don't know what you're going to do. We're not taking you with us.
I'm just going to go back.
Goodbye.
Gotta smiles, waves, and then vanishes.
All right, so he was not very precise, but we are very close to my in-laws' house. So we will go this way and just, try not to look too out of place.
Did I put a top
Just
over?
Too out of
I'm
place. I
sorry.
like
Just
that.
look kind of warm. Just look warm.
I'm cold-blooded.
All right,
Um,
good. No, well, you just look.
Orin will cast Saya's touch on his quarterstaff so it just lights up
Nice.
and just carry it.
It probably makes him blend in more.
Indeed.
Yes.
Just, everything's on fire. You must be a denizen
Yes,
of the fireplane.
belongs here.
That's how
Right.
that works.
And
Which
I'm
was
just gonna be a fish person walking through the fireplane trying to look like I belong.
like you. Judge was going to use Disguise Self, and so you're going to see this very small-looking, like, fire ganassi riding a turtle made of metal. You know.
Teeny tiny fire genasi. I like it.
And the expression is like super mad, and like the eyebrows like spout flames because he doesn't know exactly what he's doing, but he's trying to make it look tough.
Doesn't know what they look exactly.
Completely
what they look
forgets
like,
the
but it's
hair
fine.
because he doesn't realize, hair is thing most likely they'll have. He's just
All right, I dig it. I can get on board with this. Okay. So, the fireplane in Vega is a little bit different than what you may be used to. Instead of the hellish landscape that you would normally see covered in fire and magma, there's a lot of blends of blues, oranges, and reds involved. The sky itself and the air around you seems to flicker with these colors just ever so slightly. And as you look up, you see no sky. Instead, you see these huge blue and red blazing tree boughs that stretch across the entire sky. The first thing that immediately hits you is the overwhelming heat. Not quite enough to burn you on contact, but definitely enough to make you feel horrendously uncomfortable. This place is for fire denizens, after all. As you begin to step through, being led by Ishton, through these streets, you can see a very large collection of denizens walking through. Fire genasi, Afriti, fire elementals, all kinds of individuals that you may have seen, or perhaps you may have heard stories of, all acting in this almost mundane kind of metropolitan way. Like strolling through ready for work or strolling through to get to a place for a specific reason. All of these different creatures wreathed in flame, covered in natural weapons, just existing. To some of you, it may be a little bit jarring. To some of you, this is par the course.
Oh shit.
I may have lotion in my pack, I hope, because otherwise my scales are just going to dry and fall off, and it's going to be very gross, and I'm not going to look good for months.
I'm feeling honestly pretty good. Way better than the cold.
Yes, I figured you would. That must be nice.
It actually is.
Mm. And soup too. I'm like, and I'm sure you like it here too. It is good for you, yes? All right. Mm-hmm.
Better than the gold.
Mm.
Kind of
All right.
looking around a little bit, just kind of shocked. There are scaled individuals as well wandering around, lizardmen, dragonborn, kobolds, and other such races. Anyone basically acclimatized to the heat has a home here. You step forward a little more, and Ishton, you do find a familiar door. The place has not changed, as you would expect. The place is immaculate as always. Beautiful, regal, overly elegant. Beautiful carvings throughout the entirety of both the stone, the wood, and the metalwork. You see a very, very familiar coat of arms adorning multiple sections of the building.
What is the coat of arms?
I don't know.
I know. I just
Didn't
did that to
think
fuck
about-
with you. I just did that to fuck with you. It's okay. I come up to the door and knock.
But amazing.
Damn it. I got caught.
That's what happens when you DM for DMs. We can tell. Yes.
Hey, I'm usually good at making up crap on the fly, but this is your story, Donna.
I'll have something by next week. I'll get Cole to draw. Cole, you just got voluntold. Knock on the door.
There's a moment of silence as the door knocks. Takes a little while before you even hear a response inside. A small sigh followed by steps as the door opens. We are not interested in... Ishtin,
Mother! So good to see you.
I was not expecting you.
Oh, I know. Hi, but these are my friends, and we just need to be in the fire plane for just a little bit. So I figured we would come and say hi because I am such a dutiful daughter-in-law. Also, we might need a place to sleep.
Please leave your shoes and your weapons at the door, and we will talk inside. And there's a scowl that turns to kind of like this forced smile as she enters.
So I'm gonna try to take off. I'm taking off my metal, like shin guards and boots. So I'm gonna be in like plate armor down to my knees.
Good luck.
It's
And-
just sitting there for like 5
Eye
minutes.
waters.
Just...
Yeah, trying to get them off. And when I put my glaive down, there is such a look of reluctance and sadness.
There's a small gasp from Judges. It's the first time he's seen you put it down. He looks over at Athenos like, is this okay? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I mean, we're in someone else's house. We kind of have to.
Starts
I
taking
take
his
my
shoes
gun
off.
out and I set it down beside the glaive.
Or we'll put his quarterstaff down and grab his the pouch of endless shuriken and put that down and slip his sandals off.
Richard takes off his pick, then he reaches for his stone pouch, thinks about it, looks over at Ishton,
They are just rocks.
puts it back on his belt.
Yeah, I set down my rapier and long short sword as well.
And Jotra
Yeah.
starts getting a cloth out of his bag, and he starts like rubbing down all of the fins on Pavasari, so that way he doesn't get any dirt anywhere. He's like,
There are very few people in the world whose orders I will follow. This one is one of them.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, I wonder what we're in for. It's going to be interesting.
I follow where she went.
You see the dual scimitar drop, and there's a noticeable weapon missing. As Soup is kind of looking at his crossbow, looking at Ishten, just
I know.
all right.
I know.
Drops it down
know.
along with the bolts.
I know. It is not the wisest plan to have us all have our weapons at the door. I have argued and argued and argued, and it has gone nowhere. So
He goes ahead and puts them down, and then looks down at his claws. Just
I don't think you can take that.
can't.
You're good. Yeah,
Nope.
you don't need to.
Steps a step forward and like just rubs his feet on the steps, and then carries on inside. As you all step in, there is quite a large welcoming area. It's very much set out like an incredibly formal kind of household. The first thing you notice is the inside differs a little bit from the outside. Inside you see a few sets of the family's coat of arms across various different pieces of cloth and other such, almost memorabilia. You also notice, strangely enough, there's a lot of various different pieces of metal that has been constructed and woven in various different ways. You see everything from horseshoes to great swords hanging across the walls and across, there's even a few pieces of metallic chandeliers that have been deliberately dotted across the ceiling. Perhaps too many chandeliers in one room. It's a little cluttered, but organized clutter. Everything has its place. Everything is perfectly dusted and shined and looked after. As you step through, you see a few chairs specifically there, probably to await for certain individuals. You also see a lot of random pieces of parchment that have been attached to the wall. These random pieces of parchment, as you look a bit in, they look like a lot of jargon at first. You would recognize these as kind of sort of very finely, meticulously crafted pieces of literature, specifically to do with organization. The majority of it is kind of spread between a whole bunch of different languages, but there are a few pieces in languages you understand to do with contracts and treaties and other such pieces of random information. As you step through, there's a set of double doors at the other end of this large welcoming room that you notice has just closed.
Would I know if we have to wait, or if I would usually just walk in?
You would usually wait. Although to you it's a little bit ridiculous as the family don't have serving staff.
Right.
There's this kind of air of politeness that your mother-in-law prefers for you to wait until you are summoned.
The custom is to sit. I stand.
So, there's so many cool things here. Are they artists? They make these things?
Not them. And I'll actually go up to one of the pieces and just touch it, just very, very gently. No, not
And you
them.
notice, as is custom with a lot of these pieces, to your touch, it begins to glow a faint red.
Run my finger up and down it, except the blade. Oh.
As you run your finger across, there's a slight warm glow, a familiar glow.
That's beautiful.
My husband made them. He was a master craftsman, but he never wanted to be known for it. So he spent most of his life making horseshoes and tankards, but in his free time, these.
Butcher's gonna just start quickly just sketching as many as he can, just trying to get like the basic shapes and everything. He's upset, like he's starting to just as fast as he can go, while keeping it at least remotely accurate.
You notice, although clearly of a culture, they're not overly complicated. They don't speak any more than they have to speak. They are relatively simple looking. They are elegant, and they do exactly what they need to do. And they say exactly what they need to say and nothing more.
Observing it, Jotra's like, even I get this.
There's a few moments of silence as everybody's looking around. You notice Soup kind of looking around, begins to stretch a claw out and then just deliberately kind of slumps back a little bit as you hear a bell ring.
Is that our signal to enter? Oh, look, they rang for us. Now we can go in.
Oh, that's nice.
Damn, it's fancy. Have a
Alright.
bell.
I
Okay.
mean, we could have just followed her in. I don't think they'd do this, but this is a thing. All right. And I will open the doors for them.
All right. You step inside, and this room, very similarly, is adorned with various different kinds of parchment and metalwork. There is a large round table in the center that looks very over the top in comparison to everything else in the room. This thing is clearly very expensive, very nicely decorated, chairs to match, the whole shebang. You also notice that this room, like the welcoming room, is absolutely spotless. Completely clean, completely perfect in every single way. You see, your mother-in-law has taken a seat.
May I sit, mother?
You may.
Sorry, ma'am.
And your
I-
guests.
I gesture towards you all to sit.
Jotra, not knowing what to do, just gives like a little bow, forgetting that he has a very scowly face imaged over his own. He's and then he sits down.
Athos, oh god. Athos bows and extends a hand for a handshake.
A look of confusion turns to curiosity. She goes ahead and offers her hand.
I take a hand and, or does she offer you like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go in, I guess. I'm gonna take a hand. I kiss her. And said, I'm Athenos. It's a pleasure to meet you, I guess.
I
Can I
see.
just share the auto-translate? What Athenos is? I have a wife as a gun. And it was the most perfect thing ever. I couldn't help it.
I mean, it's not wrong.
I would wear that T-shirt. I would wear that T-shirt
I have a
for
wife
sure.
as a gun. It was
Have
just
a
so
wife as a
perfect I
gun.
couldn't keep it in. Like, so that's
My
why
wife
little
would buy me that T-shirt to wear.
Ooh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh man.
Yeah, so I kiss her hand, the back of her hand says, I'm Athenos. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Orin will bow and, hello, my name's Orin. Lovely place you have here. Thank you for letting us in.
I don't bow. I sit.
You can see across her face, it's very much feigned interest, and she is not a good actor.
How have
She
you
kind of-
been, mother?
I have been adequate. You know, it's usually polite for you to go ahead and let us know that you are arriving.
We were in a hurry, and as you know, I do not have tools to communicate across planes.
Ah, of course. The other world nonsense.
Yes, that.
Well, you have clearly come here with a purpose. What purpose do you need?
I am seeking we are seeking a tree.
I don't quite know if she's a tree here.
Oh, maybe a person? A person tree? A tree person?
See, I'm looking for what was once a primordial being. And she came here offering herself up to a devil of the fire plane as his wife. And so I don't... Her sister's back home in the other plane. They turned to trees as soon as she left, so it's a little weird. We might be looking for a tree, we might be looking for a person. Does the name Malathuk mean anything to you?
Malathuk. Agaeus looks to Ishton. Clearly your folks in the other world do not keep up with the politics here.
We don't really get the paper.
Is there a paper?
There's not a paper.
It would burn up quite quickly.
Her eyes roll. If you must know, Malathuk is dead. Has been for quite some time now.
Oh. Well, that might be fortuitous for us, I think. Have you heard what happened to his wife, Sisby?
She killed him.
Oh, good girl.
This happened
Wouldn't she
relatively
return?
recently.
I'm
She
sorry.
has already returned.
I'm sorry, what was that?
She has already returned.
To the material? To our plane?
Her head goes into her hands for a second. Just... My husband has been working on this situation for a little while now. The council of the city has been running into certain issues. Well, since you don't appear to get the memo, or any information for that matter, I suppose perhaps I should start a little bit closer to the beginning. This devil as you say, was one of the members of the council for a very long time. One of the ones that wouldn't exactly like to have their identity known. Shortly after you left for the last time, Ishtin, the tree that has been here for many years suddenly went out. Everyone was confused. When the tree reignited, the devil was found dead. Turns out that the individual that killed this devil in the tree are the same person. She went back to your plane for a little while and found it wanting. Realized that if she took his power, well, it's to stop her from conquering this plane, and conquer as she did.
Conquer?
No.
The,
Oh shit.
her eyes kind of flicker. I've already spoken too much. Your father would kill me.
Is there a chance he might speak to us? Or is he too busy?
There's a visible kind of gulp in an attempt to kind of shake herself back into it. He has been busy. Ignomus is very busy these days.
Has her Sispy's takeover impacted his job?
The council have turned their opinions on a lot of treaties and agreements over the past few months, especially. While this has been going on for a little bit of time, it is only over the past few months that there has been a direct impact. We think at this point that the council may have just given up.
Meaning she is in charge alone?
The council still exists. I don't think I need to explain any further than that. You can see her eyes deliberately shifting between each individual person.
In Primordial, I'll say, I'm glad I didn't leave Ilyanine with you then.
There's a look, but not a direct response. She's clearly thinking over what she's trying to say. A little bit of anger, a little bit of pain, a little bit of frustration crosses her face as she takes a deep breath. Perhaps you may be lucky enough to catch him on the few occasions where he comes out of his study. I myself have not seen him for 2 days.
I will try. I will see if he speaks with me.
Good luck with that, Ishtin.
From the story that you tell, Orin, Sispy does not sound like a dictator.
Oh, from the story I've heard, she was a kind and gentle soul. She was the heart.
Well, we don't know everything yet. I mean, Council did have devils on it. Feeling like she's fixing something? Well, I think the only way we'll really know is find out what's going on a little more.
There are some things that are difficult to describe. There are some things that are easy to describe. Even if you are a primordial sister, a woman does not belong to a man.
True. Her vengeance, that I understand and respect.
I do not know what turned it from vengeance to conquest, but
Were there others in a similar situation to her?
I only know what I pick up drips and drabs from Ignomus's work. He doesn't really speak to me often anymore. He's too busy working, too busy doing what he has to do, and as such, I do what I have to do to make sure that he has the resources to continue working.
Perhaps she blamed the entire council.
I do not know. I don't know.
And she was a tree here. So that would explain why her sisters maybe were also trees. And then she came back. But I don't understand why her sisters remain.
Cast her back, afraid she... And she said it found it wanting. That maybe they have a difference of an opinion now? Maybe they were too peaceful for... only speculation, of course. We won't know till we talk to her.
How do we know that she went to the material plane?
She gulps before replying in primordial. Perhaps a discussion to be spoken without company.
I trust these people, Mother.
And she immediately holds back the comment, shakes her head. If you must know, there has been some communication between this Cisby, as you call her, and the council. Ignomus managed to find himself part of this information. You know he can be a good sweet talker when he wants to. Very good at getting information out of people that they don't want to give up. One of the few things he told me about was the travel to the material plane and then back. I don't know the details.
Sorry, what language is that all in?
I think we switched to common.
Yes.
Yeah.
To common, yeah.
I only said I trust them in primordial. I will not speak in my accent when I speak in primordial. That will make it clear.
So you said she absorbed her husband's power and that made her more powerful? Did that have an effect on her?
That is what it looked like according to the report that Ignomus got.
You call herself by a different name. You said the one we call Sis.
The tree arrived here hundreds of years ago. It branched out and created the sky that you see now. Most people just simply took to calling it the pillar. We had no communication with it. It just showed up. Didn't cause a problem, and well, since you are new here, you have not been outside the city walls. There's a reason that this is the biggest and the only city in the Fire Plane.
Well, what happened to the others?
There are no others. We simply reside here. We do not own the plane. You must respect the powers that are in play, or they will destroy you. They let us have this one city. Thousands and thousands of years of history. Everything got destroyed.
You see why I wanted to go to the city, even though fighting monsters is kind of fun, and I would love to hunt. And might prefer it. Yes.
It'll be a bit more fun to,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
you know.
See, you have not changed that much, Yashin.
No, I have not, Mother.
said there were 2 roots growing out of one red one. Or
The
just
branches
one?
are red. and
2
blue, yeah.
branches, yeah, but there's 2 different colors.
There's 2 different colors. It's kind of like there's a mixture between like your regular flames and like blue flames, and it all kind of melds and mixes together.
Gotcha. So it doesn't look like there's 2 different sources. It's all from the same
No.
source. It looks like. Okay.
It's definitely all from the same source. It's just different heats, essentially.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. Never mind.
Because all red fire planes are boring, and that's the hill I will die on.
Fire's not all red. There's no reason why the fire plane should be.
Oh, exactly.
When Kylora spoke to us, she said that there was a threat that even they could not handle. I had no idea it would be her own sister.
Wait, hold on. Are we meant to fight this tree? I forgot her name. Sissipi?
I hope not.
What if we're meant to find out maybe she's trying to unify the plane to stand against something, and maybe we can get her as an ally? We don't know the whole story. It couldn't be. It doesn't have to be bad. It could be good.
We have to find a way to get her to the volcano, yes? That is what we really have to do. Nothing else matters.
Bring her home.
I imagine there are many people who would be happy to not have a dictator in charge of the council.
We plane shifter without her.
If she is this powerful, let us say that she is an elephant and we are ants.
Okay.
Eridan leans in slightly. Perhaps it's not a problem with fighting. Perhaps we can still convince her.
I don't see why not.
Yotra's gonna
I guess
hand
it's
Ash to
worth it.
Laura to Orin.
I'll take the cat and just kind of. I think it's worth a shot, yeah.
I don't imagine it is easy to get an audience with your new dictator.
As far as the fire plane is concerned, the council are in charge.
I'm sorry. I don't think it's very easy, yes, to get an interview with the person who killed someone on your council and then was not punished for it.
There is a glaring silence. I've told you all I can. You may see Ignomis upstairs if you wish, but I would very much like to be left alone now.
All right. We may need lodging. As she thinks, I say in Primordial, your granddaughter is well. I am sure you would love to see her.
In Primordial, she responds, I will not be known as a mother who leaves their own children in the cold. It's bad for this family's image.
I understand, Mother.
You may have your lodgings. The first floor is relatively clear, apart from Ignomis' study. We have not had visitors in a while. You may use that if you wish.
Thank you.
He should still be in his study currently.
I will
Let me
not.
see if he wishes for an audience.
Before you go, what should I call you? I don't think I can call you mother. So, what's your name?
Why would you be calling me mother?
I mean, that's all I've heard anyone refer to you as. I was asking.
Listening.
Pardon?
Listening.
Jason. It was nice meeting you, Jason.
Be on your way, please.
Is the picture, the painting that I imagined when we came to the fire flame that I visualized, anywhere around or between here and the study?
Interestingly enough, you remember it being in the corridor up towards the stairs. But as you make your way out and you slowly make your way upstairs, you can see that the painting has been replaced.
I stop in my tracks. What's it been replaced with?
It seems to be just a generic, a generic kind of like scene of an old retelling of of the fire plane and how it used to look. However, you do notice there's no markings or anything around the painting. You can probably assume it's been relatively recently put there.
No wonder we bounced out into the street. This is where his painting was.
So was that what you were thinking about?
Yes. Have I seen an image of him anywhere?
There are other images,
Okay.
but that specific painting
He's not there.
is not present.
Head over to the study.
I don't think I want to go to the study. With all these beautiful pieces, was there a workshop or chance maybe I could work on a gun or something? I'll be of any help. I'm gonna say stupid.
Is there? I mean, there might be a workshop since he does a lot of metal. Since he did a lot of metal work and stuff. Yeah.
There is so there was the actual store per se, but there was also a workshop at home that was used to practice.
Right, but I mean here, growing up, he must have learned somehow. Did they have like a workshop?
Yeah, there's a small. Sorry, when I say home, I meant here. Obviously not home. That's my.
It's not my home.
My mistake. Yeah, there's a small. You're aware that there's a small kind of almost like my first metalworking station that was used years and years and years ago.
It's all
So it'll be the
tiny.
perfect size for Joe.
It's made out of colored plastic.
Oh dear.
Coach was like, I
And
don't
you
know
would-
why this isn't working. Beep, 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 beep.
You would know that until his father loaned him enough money to get a store, you would know that this is where he practiced. You would also know that it has been kept since it's not been removed.
The next picture of his that we pass, I'm just gonna slow a little bit and brush my finger along the frame, and I'll refocus and step up my speed again rather quickly, but there's a noticeable pause.
Mm-hmm.
Christian, do you want us to come with?
I don't think it will matter either way. In fact, he might not even notice that you're there.
Oh, okay.
So it is up to you.
You know,
Orin, I think you should come.
Yeah, Orin
I
definitely
would like
should.
to. I'll try to mind me P's and Q's.
Like I said, he probably won't notice.
I'm just gonna look around. some
All right.
impressive gear around here.
Careful that you break nothing, because she will probably make you pay for it if you do.
Ooh, okay. No promises, but
Oh, well, also if you break one of his weapons, I will kick your ass.
oh yeah, I know. I still really can't promise, but I'll try not to.
All right. I will make you pay if you do.
I'll just head off and just start looking at all the swords, and mainly the swords. But yeah.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. Everything from like intricate daggers all the way to pole arms. Like, there's even a few weapons that like they look incredibly strange, to the point where you can't even work out like their application. There's one in particular that's like this beautifully made. I'm trying to find the word for it, but I can't find it. It's almost like a curve that begins to wrap around.
Ooh.
And just stops. There's nothing across the knuckles. It's literally just from
I
the
know
wrist
exactly what it is.
Like a
across there.
Kestis?
Kind of.
I mean, I'm not
very,
gonna
very
touch
similar.
it, but I'm just gonna admire it.
There's a few odd pieces here and there, but the majority is just these beautiful, relatively plain but super well made items. Okay.
I knock on the door.
As you knock, immediately the first thing you hear is, Elsanin, we talked about this. I'm working. You need to leave me alone when I'm working.
In Primordial. Father, it's me.
You hear a pen hit the desk, a chair come out, and a few footsteps before the door very slowly opens. Ishton.
Yes. And I switch back to common. And this is Orin. And we are here on business, but I'm here. I can tell you how Ilyanin is doing. May we come in?
Elsanin did not warn me.
I did not warn her.
That was a poor decision.
You forget I do not have that skill.
We apologize for the intrusion, sir. It's
You know that she would tell you, Ishton, that you should have found a way.
I come in. Oh.
The apology is accepted, sir. Orin, was it?
That's correct, sir. Honor to meet you. Ignomus, was it? Did I hear that correctly?
Ignomus, yes. Come on.
We are in a hurry for a good reason. Ilyanin will come of age soon, and then she will know. Do you understand me?
As the door closes, he takes a couple of steps, sits at the desk, begins writing. And as you say this, the writing stops again. Your incident.
Sure, if you want to put it that way. I am trying to protect her. But the way that we need to do it is going to sound awfully strange. Orin,
First of all, did you explain this to her?
as best as she gave me the chance to. She did not even.
The writing begins again.
She did not even ask after her. No, nothing. So, but you, I tell, she misses you very much. She speaks of you.
The writing stops again as he actually turns in his chair. You know why she does not speak of her.
I know. I was right, though.
You already know what I think.
Orin, do you want to explain what we have to do?
The one you've come to call the Pillar. The myths in my homeland called her Sisby. We were sent by her sister to bring her back to the material plane. So it might be win-win for both of us. If we're able to convince her to come back.
I see that Elsenin has spoken more than she should have. It's times like these that I realize I should probably keep my work even more to myself.
But we need to help. What is going on? Go on.
I don't know if you have the power. I mean, I'm sure you do. You're very prestigious gentleman here. But if you could perhaps arrange an audience?
Ignomus actually stands and walks over to one of the bookcases. You know, the wards that you put in place here all of those years ago, they still stand.
I'm glad.
I know that I can speak in some kind of confidence. The council is being controlled. To what degree, I do not know, but I have been tasked in finding loopholes to a lot of our contracts. I don't know why.
What kind of loopholes?
When you're usually looking for a loophole in a contract, you're trying to get out of it.
Well, yes. I guess I should have said what kind of contract.
Peace treaties, trading agreements,
Across planes, of course.
as is my specialty. It is... You know that I cannot put the name of our family in jeopardy. I am told to work, I must work. But that does not mean that my conscience sits clean.
What is she planning, do you think?
I feel like she's been sitting in this on this plan for a while.
Yes.
There's something wrong. I feel like we can never understand a creature like her. But when vengeance is pushed so far, mortals become blinded by it. I wonder, I fear, if a creature as powerful as that can do the same, what depths would they go?
She wants to control more than just the fire plane.
To what end, I do not know.
Is it true that she has already been to the material plane?
I do not know for sure. I have only been told by an individual I know that is closer to the council than I.
So it might not be true, Orin.
I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words. Just to hear what's become of her, it's strange. It goes against everything that I've learned. It's like hearing the hero of your story has all of a sudden become the villain. And it's an odd thought.
I'm not an author. My work is very much writing contracts, writing rules and laws, legal documents. However, if a hero disappears, perhaps you need to find a new one. Or perhaps you become that hero and fill up the space.
Unfortunately, I don't think her sister will be satisfied with that. We can't just come back and say, hey, guess what? We replaced her. We're your new sister. So we've got to deal with this one.
There's usually a way around everything, but I suppose I know you well enough. I trust you in this.
Thank you.
He takes a couple of steps over towards the window of the study. Just looks out, looking at this aggressive place. I never thought that politics would be the ultimate enemy. But perhaps that was because I was part of the system. I can risk the name of this family but once. I can get you one audience. I cannot risk any more than that.
And I will be diplomatic.
There is no response.
I care about the family name too, Father. I will protect it. I promise. For Ilyonin's sake, if no one else.
Still looking out of the window, he says, Orin, was it?
Yes, sir.
Would you mind if I had a word in private with my daughter-in-law?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. And he'll just kind of back out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, he's just, Orin's literally, this whole thing has just blown his mind. He's shook.
Yeah, sure.
Ishtin. Your mother-in-law has gotten worse. She's filled with anger. But I know this is not your fault. And you need to know that too.
Thank you.
He turns and locks eyes with you. I've been incredibly busy. I've been working very hard, and I know that with everything going on, I couldn't offer much, but here. And he pulls a scroll out and just lies across the desk. I pulled a few strings underneath the table. I received a group of documents regarding old rules, old laws, old treaties. He goes ahead and takes a breath. His eyes close as he begins to compose himself a little bit. Not an emotional man. You know my opinions of your situation.
Yes.
I am attempting to do what I can in order to see if there's anything within legal boundaries that I am able to do to fight against this. You understand?
I do. Thank you.
And across this scroll, there's very clearly, it's ciphered, but it's nowhere near as complicated as you've seen other ciphers. Even with you just looking at it, you instantly recognize exactly the kind of document this is. It appears to be an old court-related some kind of legality, essentially. I'm trying to find the word, and it's at the tip of my tongue, and I can't find it.
Like
it's
an
a
old
legal
statute.
document.
Yeah. Or an old precedent. Yeah.
Statute. That's what I was looking for. It very clearly has the mark of the Magic Arcana on the wall.
May I take this and study?
Not this one. I'm not done. However, he goes ahead and he clicks a small part of his desk, and a little piece of wood drops. He goes ahead and pulls that out, and underneath there are a small collection of scrolls. He hands over and says, these are the ones that I have already trod and looked through. You can go ahead and take a look there.
I start putting them in a bag. And as he approaches me to hand them to me, I put my hand on his shoulder and squeeze. Thank you.
You should not have been punished for dismissing justice.
Thank you, Father.
He nods.
When it is done, when it is gone, I will bring Ilyanin, and she will help Mother.
You see a dry lip split as he smiles for the first time in quite a long time, just a little.
But she will really want to be seeing you. Just so you know.
Understood.
And I'll leave.
There's a moment as he follows you, closes the door behind you. Whereas normally you're used to Ignomus going straight back to his desk. There's a noticeable silence for just a few seconds before you hear the familiar footsteps trail back to his desk.
I go looking for my huntmate. I wonder what he's doing.
I tried admiring it without touching anything, but then I ended up touching everything. I think he's definitely got that. The one that's kind of like a thing that can wrap around. He's definitely like just trying to figure out what it does, how it works, because you can't punch with it for sure. So just trying to figure out what exactly it is.
Okay. And you're looking across it. There's no button. There's no switch. There's no lever. Just a big old piece of metal.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I notice anything special about it?
Why not?
I've come across magical weapons before. I know they exist. Oh, it's not. 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a regular metal. It's definitely not a type of compound that you would see on the mortal plane. This is very much some kind of material that is specifically here. When you go ahead and touch it, weirdly enough, the metal, even though it glows red upon touch, it is cold. Ice cold to touch. You go ahead and take a look along it a little bit more. It doesn't appear to be enchanted, but it is magical. It doesn't have a specific spell attached to it, essentially, but there's definitely a magical effect involved.
I mean, it's worth a try. We came across metal that turned into stuff that you thought about, so he's going to try and think about a rapier. Anything happened just in rapier, turn into a rapier.
I think it's about now that Ishton walks in on Athenos just going.
Enos, you are playing with my husband's work. What are you doing? You look like you're maybe not feeling well.
No, I'm fine. I'm just trying to figure out what it is, because they're not a pair of knuckle dusters, because the knuckle part is completely bare. Wouldn't be very good knuckle dusters if there's no knuckle. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly it does. Is it an ornament? It seemed to be one of the weapons. Do you know what it does?
Well, it's not really. It connects to the elements. It is magic.
I mean, I kind of could tell that, but
you take power from another element and you use it. Right.
Can I have it?
There is a reason why all of his work is here, except for my glaive. We will have to ask my father-in-law.
Okay, I guess. I'm not usually used to asking for permission. I will, because we're in your.
All right, that's good, because I would not. No,
I know, yeah.
that was not that. No.
If you could ask for me, that'd be great.
What would you give me to ask for you?
Oh. What do you want?
Learn from the best.
I don't know. You will have to think of it.
Oh, maybe I don't want it.
All right. That is no skin off of my back. No scales either.
I don't really know what it does anyway. I'm just gonna set it back where I found it.
If you think of a good thing to give to me in return, I will ask for any of these for you.
You know what? I'm fine. I've got my gun. George was working on the other one I stole. Got bullets as well. I need to figure out what kind of damage those do. So you know, I'm good.
All right. Your choice.
Shall we find Jotra and maybe head out then?
I imagine.
Do we know what we're doing?
I imagine Eridan has probably been trailing Athenos awkwardly this entire time, and Soup is gone.
as usual.
My father-in-law is arranging an audience for us.
With
So, wait.
Mississippi or
Yes.
okay.
Oren's just kind of trying to shake the thoughts out of his head. He's terrified.
I'm just gonna give Oren a stuff firm pat on the back. Don't worry, Oren. Worst case scenario, we all die.
Sure, that makes me feel so much better.
There are worse things, actually, we could be left, in great pain for a very long time.
I was trying to make him feel better. Okay? I'm trying to
Oh,
make
I
him
was
feel
just
better.
letting you know. Now, we will have one chance with her. So we probably need to have a plan.
Well, that's- would have been. I mean, so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been rattled. Everything I thought was true isn't, and it's now just a great mystery. What's going on? Like, what? She was made out to be this great, self-sacrificial hero that just saved the material plane, and now to hear she's some kind of tyrant conqueror.
But we have not heard her side of the story.
That's true. What if it was her that damaged her sisters in that way? What does that mean of my powers? It's like a curse.
Like your powers come from a dark and scary force that you don't fully understand. I don't know anyone who understands how that feels at all.
I think Athenos is just right. He doesn't even listening. He's just staring at the just a weird object. He still doesn't know what he does. He's just trying to figure it out.
Wait until we hear her side of the story. I know from experience, a lot of the time you can be painted one way when you are really another.
That's a very good point. And thank you for your wisdom. I thought it was your strength that I would rely on when I first met you. And it has been, but
I mean, I am very strong, so that is less. Yes.
yeah, you know, it's
Yes.
but thank you. That actually makes me feel much better.
Oh, well, I did not know I could do that. Do you hear that, Athenos? I am wise.
What?
Never mind. Are you sure you don't want me to ask for that?
No, I'm not sure. But are you sure I can't just take it? Okay.
It is not for me that I want to keep peace with them, believe me. but she has a legacy to inherit.
No, I don't want it that much. I'll just, let's go find Jotra. And he just walks off. And just walks off.
All right. Jotra,
Yes.
during this entire escapade, let's call it,
Perfect. I've been
I'm really sorry. I'm really happy that the captioner just changed that to Jotaro. Jojo!
Always a reference to be
Platinum.
made.
Oh no! Watch
Okay.
out, the anime fans are coming.
So-
Okay, yes.
So I'll be trying to find things to work with to work on the adaptation of the old gun into something a kind of newer that might get more than one shot, and just kind of looking at it and then trying to kind of fit it to the some of the more modern guns and things we've seen or I would have seen on my travels and stuff, and just try to get an idea for it and seeing what I have available to work with. And then so the whole entire time he's doing this and looking for things and like tinkering and hammering and stuff, he's gonna be singing the Noble Blades of Dante to himself. So do you want me to roll a tinkering check or anything? Or?
So, I imagine that Ishton has sent you in the right direction, so to speak. It's actually a little bit further through the house. There is a set of doors that is a little bit ghoulish in comparison to everything else, whereas everything else is quite nice and nice and modern and metallic. This appears to be kind of an old wooden door, quite quaint in comparison. And as you open it up, there's this small, slightly makeshift, but not massively so, forge area. This area also is completely immaculate. Every tool, strangely enough, it isn't hung up. They aren't neat. They are left in very specific places across the entire room. You see, although everything is clean, you do still see scraps of paper with rushed drawings. You can see chemical equations scattered across noteboards. You can see a bin full of failed projects that still sits there.
So Gotra, kind of recognizing the meaning of it being clean instead of working on anything, he's just going to take a second and being very short, he's going to have to get up on Pavasari, but he's just going to start copying down some of the equations and abandoned projects in his notebook, an idea that he and so he's going to just be taking very, very careful notes, being very, very careful not to touch anything and trying to memorize where everything is. And then, so he's just going to be doing that instead of working on anything because he thinks he knows why everything's the way it is and he doesn't want to be the first to disturb it. And so after doing all of and so he's just going to spend the entire time writing down the equations, writing down things, just trying to capture the thoughts of the last person who worked here and see if there's maybe when he has some time.
Roll an investigation check for me.
Okay, not bad. 21.
21, not bad. Pick one. That doesn't.
When you have a plus
21
7, you're
is
like,
not,
please.
Not bad. There are two specific things that catch your eye. One. There is one recipe that is complete, that is in a completely different format. Different ink and different paper. This definitely didn't originate from the fireplace. It is the only recipe that is framed. It is very neatly attached to the wall in view, perfect view of the forge. and it is a recipe for a slightly familiar glaive, sorry. Slightly familiar grave. Oh dear.
Well, also appropriate.
Oh, sad.
Oof.
Hmm.
Yes, it is the recipe for a slightly familiar glaive and a ring. And it is propped up. It is the only thing that is framed and attached to the wall. Everything else is paper or the D&D version of Post-it notes. I don't know.
Perfect.
There is one other thing you spot. Crumpled on the ground is a single piece of paper that is tucked away from everything else. Looks like it's been thrown and discarded. As you go ahead and take a look, it appears to be a very specific mechanism. You're taking a look over what you can see, and you see what appears to be a bird head drawn on the paper, as well as a few notes and symbols.
Does the bird head look familiar?
He was trying to figure out how to kill multiples of them with a single weapon.
Two birds, one glaive.
I think you
The
guys
math,
all
the
about
sheer
the
math
swords.
and frustration. No.
2 birds with 1 sword. He would have figured it out.
You
if he just
liked
spoke
that
to
joke,
me.
huh? You do good.
Roll a history check for me.
You're choosing all my good things. I like this. That's a 23.
Okay. This particular bird head does not look familiar. It's very obviously a blueprint of some kind. But you wouldn't be able to tell more as it is crumpled up.
Oh no, Jotra's gonna try. He's gonna try to like observe it as much as he can, and then he's gonna like stand there and he's gonna wait like a good like. This is gonna take like I'm gonna say he's gonna like go back and forth and like try to look at other things while he's trying to ignore it. But about I'd give him maximum 5 minutes before he goes over and he starts to try to gently open it. That's just you cannot let it rest.
Peak Jotra.
Peak Jotra.
Jack.
It appears to be a diagram of some kind of high-powered ejection system. And you can see multiple weapons and multiple animals that have been drawn out with various different applications. And you can very much tell, first of all, this handwriting is definitely different. It wasn't him that originally designed this. However, you could probably go ahead and assume that he was doing part of the metal work in order to see if he could make it work. And as you're looking it over, although it's not complete, you're thinking you could probably go ahead and adapt it in order to fit Calamus.
Okay. And so he's gonna just like just try to copy down as fast as he can before anybody comes down. And then if he's able to complete it before anybody, he's gonna like try to like crumple it exactly the way it was crumpled and make sure he gets it exactly back in the same place, like very delicately, like putting it back together like origami. Just
All right.
And then in his notebook, he's going to just write down, ask. He's gonna just put like a bunch of things to ask about. So he's just gonna have like this list of things to ask Ishton when he sees her next. And it's probably at that point, he's distracted and he'll be, as you guys probably walk in or find him, you hear him, he's just like, "They'll heave them up, we're overrun. They'll heave them up, we're doomed and done. Scythia stands in union. Victory to the blades of Dante." Oh God!
That's my gut. You done?
What?
You finished? You fixed it?
No, God, no. So this place is a shrine. I didn't touch anything. It's clearly meant here for somebody wants it the way it is. I didn't touch anything.
Do we need to roll? Doesn't matter.
I'm not
If you don't feel like you
rolling,
need to roll,
I'm
you don't
just
need to.
No, I do not need to roll.
Yeah, no. So I didn't no. Ishton's glaive's on the wall. Look, and he points over to the framed picture of Ishton's glaive.
I'll go over to it and again, just sort of touch it and going, no.
So you didn't
Oh.
fix him.
No. I mean, not without asking. I was waiting for somebody to come here so I could ask to see if it was okay, but I don't think it's gonna be okay. But I'm talking really fast. I'm just gonna slow down a little. Can I use this, or that would be really disrespectful, and I don't want to get.
We should probably ask first.
Yeah.
But there are ways of asking that make it more likely that we will get a yes.
Oh, we should.
Yes.
And then the entire time he forgets he has just flaming, angry eyebrows coming out of his face, and he's a small fire ganassi.
You know you can just look like yourself now, right? You
I
can
mean,
just
he
look like
really
yourself.
can't, because now he's walked into someone's house disguised. I feel like that is the highest form of disrespect.
No, I don't think she'll care. I don't know. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You can just look like. I don't. No, actually, you probably no. Athenos has a very good point.
It's almost gonna run out.
I mean, and my father-in-law, he is very important in the government. So if he is offended, he could really cause you a lot of trouble.
Oh God, okay. I'll just keep this guy's open. Okay, we gotta get out of here in like 2 hours. You guys gotta hide me when I sleep.
All right, we will hide you when you sleep.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, find me a
It's
place
in
that
Kawasari,
That's
right?
fine.
I could sleep in the closet or something.
Turtle.
Oh, yeah. Oh gosh.
When no one else is looking, I wink at Jotra.
Like, just gives you the panic then.
So what are we? So the plan. What is the plan? We're just gonna relax, sleep.
Well, I don't know how long it will take him to get us an audience. I think the more information we have before we go, the better. Yes. I don't know if we can just go around asking. We probably should not. But somehow, the more information we can get, the better. Other than that, I can't think of anything except for walking around and looking at cool weapons, which, you know, isn't a bad way to spend the day.
Should
Pretty
we
good.
poke around and maybe just get an idea of the place? Maybe we can, I don't know, find a tavern or you know, get somebody a little lubricated and get some information that way.
Or bar
Just-
fight.
Well, that's more likely. Just, you know, we don't really fit in, so just be aware that when we go out into the city that they might, you know, not really be the most friendly
That's a very good point.
us.
And that sounds like a reason for us to go out.
I am not opposed. Also, it will really piss off my mother-in-law, so I'm not opposed.
We find some more of this beautiful metal that there seems to be an abundance of it. So many things made from it. That might be something we could build things with. Maybe included in the new gun.
I mean, I'm not against that.
I don't know if he had any stores left the last
Oh, is
time
it-
he left here.
Is it rare?
Is it rare?
In the mortal plane, yes. In the fire plane,
You can find it here. You don't have to find it here. You will find it around. It is something they have here a lot.
Maybe I can get somebody to trade like a day's work for some metal. Since it's gonna be a lot of talking and people being mad and me sitting there not knowing what the fuck's going on. So that might be good.
True. You know, you might want to just go as yourself when you go talk to people, because you're not going to act like a fire genasi.
Wait, how do they act?
A little more fiery.
And
I
plus,
just
I've
don't-
read that they're about twice your size.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's just for safety because you said, look, okay, yeah, I'll just do that then.
It's okay. We will not let anything happen to you,
Okay.
for the most part.
It's the
So far,
qualifiers
right?
that always worry me.
So, Winston, do you think? Do you think it'd be safe if we wander around, maybe try to get some information while we wait for your daughter-in-law? Or
I don't see why not. Ray, do I see why not? Yeah, I don't see why not. And you
Imagine
have
it's
never
probably
been
gonna
here.
take- You can imagine it's probably going to take a day or so for your father-in-law to be able to actually work and get his influence going. The city itself, you know where the dodgy parts are and how to avoid them. You know the place well enough. You've spent enough time here.
Yes, I think we should go and make it clear that we are walking around so that word will get back to the household.
Quick question: Is
Oh.
there any I don't know, so sometimes on our ship we just fight each other just because fun. We wouldn't kill each other, just maybe cause them to be bedridden for a day or two.
Yes.
Any clubs like that? Any fight clubs?
Oh yes, there are bars where you can do this.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. Because
Hmm.
oh yeah, some bare knuckle boxing. I could be up for that.
oh
Some
no,
of them
I'm
you get to
definitely
use
gonna bring
weapons.
I'm definitely using my weapon.
Ooh, that could be nice too.
Sorry for anybody who doesn't bring a gun.
Oh, I won't use my gun if they don't want me to.
I will challenge him with his gun. I am not afraid.
That's true.
I don't think you would beat me just because you have a gun.
You haven't seen my shots, I guess.
I have seen them, Athanos.
Jetri elbows Orin. He's like, you have 5 punished and
Damn it, that's the best.
We doing this?
Let us go find someone at a bar to beat up instead, since we need to be somewhere tomorrow and not in bed wounded.
Okay, another time then.
The problem is that the bars where they would, be doing this, not usually places that are going to have information from high up in the council.
Oh yeah, we're going out for information.
Well, they might have a different kind of information, yes?
Yes.
Trying to think of maybe getting an idea of the public's opinions.
And also, we can as well just ask about what's going on outside of the city walls. Apparently, there's nothing outside the city walls, and I would like to know why.
I have a quick question for Ray. Part of my cloistered scholar background is library access. That'll help me. I know cross planes, I don't know how big of it, but would I be able to is there anything like that here that would be of any help? Or
I mean, Jotra doesn't know.
okay, are there any libraries or any places of gatherings of knowledge? I would assume that maybe we could check there and see if if it's this big of an event, somebody's written it down, right?
Well, probably. Sure. Yes. I mean, I know where children's libraries are around. Maybe there's a bigger library attached. I will take you to where I took my daughter because I think they had actual grown-up books there. Yes, I will take you somewhere that I've been.
Perfect.
Notebooks.
That's exciting. Okay, so I can. No, wait. Or did I want to? Can you look for the medal while I do that?
We're looking for. Okay. I thought we're fighting, but
We could always get the metal on our way out when we are done with what we were doing.
True.
And
yeah.
I am related, so I can always find a way to come back and get you more.
Okay. Like he said, I'll go look at the library. I think Aridin probably need some help, right?
Right.
Yes, I'm rather used to not fitting in. So
That's okay, we fit in together.
I guess we're okay with drawing attention.
Well, I don't mind doing a little bit of research. I think that might be a good idea. Listen, did you just say where you took your daughter?
Did you say child's books?
Yes.
You've got a daughter.
Who reads child's books?
When that's what they do when they're children.
Who
That's-
I
wants to
didn't.
read?
you don't. That's when they. Did you? Were you just born able to read?
I don't know how old she is, so that indicates she's very
He's
young.
a deep gnome. He just sprouts out of the ground.
And just fully formed. He knows everything. Oh, okay. Well, that explains a lot. Yes. She is 7.
Oh,
Name.
Ilyanin.
Kitty.
that's very nice.
Named for my husband,
What was his name?
Ilyavis.
And he's quite the impressive metal worker.
I don't even know how he got some of these shapes, if I'm honest. I've been looking at them and I can't figure out the exact techniques used. Like, it's really interesting. And I'm not familiar with the metal at all, but like the shapes and the emotion he pulls out of what was probably at that time just a lump of metal is the same fascination I see with most metalworkers. Only he takes it to like an expressive level. We're talking about your daughter. Where's your daughter? How's she?
You can talk about my husband too if you want. It does not bother me. He was a genius. What did you ask about my daughter? She is in Triton, where she is safe. She is training.
Oh. Is she gonna
Be a
have a
fighter
smaller
like you?
glaive?
It's a tiny little glaive. It's my first glaive.
There's a reason Jojo's asking, but he's afraid to be like, he doesn't know how to phrase it.
fantastic. Well, it is normal amongst my people that once you are about 7 or 8, you begin to train to become a hunter. But she will, when she becomes 8, sometime in that year, quicken and gain the powers of the storm that I had. The mark.
Oh, so we have a year. Ish.
Sure. Well,
Okay.
or I never go back.
No. We have a year-ish.
Yes.
We have a year-ish.
We have a year-ish. Oh, I don't know if I want a nickname.
Sorry, that's
Rather
what you
risky.
are in my notes every single time. I'm not writing it.
She is very smart. Someone who likes to solve problems, to make things. Like her father was.
So, why is she being trained as a hunter? And not as a smith?
Oh,
Points to the wall.
she may learn that as well when she is done, but she will be needed as a sorcerer.
Oh. Why?
We are rare. And our position amongst my people is a very special and important one because we have the ability to do things that no one else can do. So, she will have the chance, if she wants it, to learn to do this, and she may want to. She was too little when he was alive to really remember. And all of his work is here, and not where she grew up. So, she has not been inspired that way. But if she wants, she can learn. But first, she will be a sorcerer.
Someone with both parts would be powerful indeed.
She will be.
Take her something. Like something small. We can bring her as a present. Kick off the inspiration. I know that's all it took for me. It was just a little piece.
If my mother-in-law would have loosened her grip on any one of these things, do you think I would not have given them to her?
So no, don't be rude.
No,
Well-
say it, Jotra. Say
no,
it.
No, you're.
Say it, Jotra.
We should recreate something for her.
What you were thinking, Paul? Whatever.
You are welcome to try. Perhaps when we, I don't know, save the entire government of the fire plane, they will be more likely to give us what we want.
That's a better answer.
Yes.
Athanos, I've been hanging out with you too long. I almost said steal something.
Very proud. I'm very proud.
Don't tell Soup. Don't tell Soup.
Yeah, I was really confused. I was very open about
Is
being a
Soup-
pirate, and
He's just got some different double stand. Where is Soup? Where did he go? Did not he steal books from Clinton? He
he
stole
did.
books.
Yeah.
And
We should go check out your
watermelons.
books. Because he's going to probably be sorting through them to see which ones. They're heavier than normal books, aren't they? Let's still listen to see if he hears any loud bangs from thrown books.
Well,
You
why
do
don't
not
we?
hear any bangs from any books, no.
Okay.
Why don't we take him to the library and he can steal their books? They don't know how to get an overdue notice to the material plane, so we can just take it and not return it. It's okay.
I also did you never collaborate with anybody else?
Well, we lived far away from most anyone but simple fisher people. We did not. I don't know. He never really wanted to be known for what he could do. He was very private about it. So, not that I know.
There's nobody close maybe he shared secrets with or anything like that? Maybe would share notes with him?
Ray?
You could probably imagine, considering kind of the nature of his work, he may have been approached by particular individuals before you both moved away, kind of just to do the metal work with certain experiments, so to speak, but very much would have been do the metal work and that's that. Kind of having someone else kind of take the fanfare is far more his style, I feel, than anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, he may have collaborated once or twice, but it wouldn't have been common knowledge.
I think that where we lived, he moved to get away from people who wanted to do that.
So maybe the last person would be here somewhere? Did he have any friends or
Well, there were many fishermen who were his friends. Many people in the towns nearby. He was someone who could heal through speech. Not wounds, but hearts. Yes, so he would travel and he would do this. He would sit with them and speak to them and heal their hearts. So he had many friends.
He opens up his notebook. Does any of this? I don't know how to read it, but I was just looking. He kind of holds up some of the designs and points at the language and the different handwriting, which he's tried to meticulously recreate. I just saw on some of the papers, and I didn't want them to go to all the history.
Well, that is his writing. That is not.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know why a bird head. Why I don't understand that. But he did not make animals.
Oh, maybe it was a requested design, or maybe he was helping design or build a part of it for someone else.
I don't know. Not at the time that I knew him.
Are there any houses with birds in their crests or anything?
For sure, there are some phoenixes.
Well, keep your eye. I'm gonna try to keep my eye out, and hopefully you can as well, to see if maybe we see anything that matches this particular kind of bird head, and maybe we can.
All right. I have something for you to study later too. Don't let me forget.
Of course. I hope it's before I keep it. I will scratch it out right now. But I did copy down the design on your glaive, just because it seemed important. But now
Please
that
don't
I know,
scratch it out.
I wouldn't. Okay, good. I was gonna be really painful, but I was gonna do it.
No.
But when we
Don't
find a
scratch
forge,
any of it out, please.
when we find somewhere I can work, we can make your daughter one. Well, hopefully, if I scale it down properly to about my size.
Yes, very close.
Perfect. Okay, so that's something I'm gonna try. That's why I wanted to get some of that magic. Just so you know, don't tell anybody. It's secret.
Nobody hears. Nobody.
He kind of closes his book and puts it back.
Thank you, Jotra.
Oh, thank you for letting. I guess. Thank him next time you hear from him, or next time you see him, whether here in the after or sharing all of this, even though, or let me steal it, I guess. Didn't mean to.
Yes. Yes, I will thank him someday.
Jotra like doesn't know exactly.
Oh, okay.
He does his best, and he just gives her like a big hug. And he's like, it's not a very like it's the closest Jotra could probably get to a comforting bear hug. So he's just like gets his arms probably about that much around you, and then just a big squeeze as much as he can. You can barely feel it through your armor at all, but he's trying his best.
And she's doing the like pat, pat, pat,
Yep.
stiff arms. Like I don't know how to do this.
He's just very confused. Like, what just happened? What?
You're so sweet.
That was certainly an experience.
So,
Yes.
so we're not going to a bar.
Library, then bar.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to do those other way around. Then you can't read shite.
No, it's a really bad idea to do that. Yes, no. And
I mean, that depends who won.
true, but sometimes you drink enough, you don't really understand anything you read.
Oh, I'm not gonna drink. I just.
Because I have seen you drink enough that you would not understand anything you read.
I could have still read after drinking
Yeah,
that.
I mean, yes, you could read it, you just would not remember it.
Okay, yeah. I
Yes,
guess.
Library then.
It is fair. To the library, unless we want to split up. But I think most of us want to go to the bar eventually.
Yeah.
I think we've got to.
I'll go.
I mean, what time of day is it?
Yep. Can we tell
Should
what time
we-
of day it is?
It's the
Yeah.
fire plane. There's no such thing as the time of day.
I thought so.
It's fiery branches o'clock.
It's fire o'clock. Okay.
It's fire o'clock. And that's canon.
I love it.
You
Oh
look
wait,
at,
well, let me say it
You
again.
look at
Oh
any
shit! Well,
clocks. You look at any clocks in the fire plane. It's literally just a bonfire. That's it.
oh, so I guess it's fire o'clock. So let's go to the library, and then at fire o'clock we'll go to the bar.
Yes,
Oh, goodness, would you
finally
look at
make
the
sure to
time?
come home by 5 o'clock.
5:30, half past fire, whatever.
Oh goodness. As you go ahead and wrap up here, everything just kind of. Shouldn't we find soup first?
Oh, yes, probably. I mean,
Soup.
Oi, Soup, where are you, lad?
I feel like if we walk through the house calling for him, it's going to be a little strange. So, I don't know.
Well, they also might think we're hungry if we're not careful.
Oh, that's a good point. I am kind of hungry, actually. But, okay. Perhaps he is in the kitchen.
Seems to be
Shall
one of his
we-
favorite places.
Look there and then go to the library if we don't find him. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
To the kitchen we go.
You see, right before Jocha is about to leave, you see his disguise fade, and he just walks around and doesn't even notice. Is there anything that just
So
happened?
as you leave the area of the forge, you head back down the corridor. Jotra, one of the doors that you walked past is now pried open slightly. And you can see some very obvious marks on the door having been opened. And you can see a glowing golden light coming from the room. Ishton, you know this room.
What room is this?
This is the room where the three of you would stay when coming to visit.
I fucking rush into the door and bang it open.
As you open it up, you see the room has been the same as every other room, pretty much untouched. And Soup is currently standing, eyes up, watching as this beautiful light show of stars is twisting around the room.
Is that
dancing
something that was
from
there
place
before?
to place. It's their version of a mobile, basically.
Okay.
When the kids need to go, when the babies need to go to sleep, that little thing spinning around. And for this, it's almost a magical projection. This huge collection of stars and nebula just twisting. And it then twists and changes and turns into this beautiful ocean scene. All of these neon creatures swimming and floating through the darkness, which then switches to a scene of the fire plane. You see all of these elementals and animals running around, and then switches back to stars and rotates through. You just see Soup in awe, just looking up.
I pat Soup on the back.
Oh, right. How do you do that?
Magic?
Pulls out a little Soup's little notepad and just starts furiously scribbling. Closes it. Need to learn that one sometime.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty.
Impressive.
Oh.
You should not be in here. None of us should.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You're right.
Let us hope she does not see the damage on the door.
I can fix it.
Sorry. If I could, I would stay in here, but I am bad too. So
Sorry.
no,
Ah.
it is okay. I'm glad you broke in. This was our room, mine and my husband's and our daughter's. When we visited, yes. I have not seen it since, because I was not allowed.
But it's so why close the door?
Some people want to hold on to the past as tightly as they can, even though they know it is already slipping through their hands. Oh, thank you.
On the door.
And I'm gonna like look up and down the hallway.
There's a knowing silence from Eridan as you all begin to leave the room. No one here, luckily. As you're looking down the corridors, there's no one. Jotro, you quickly close the door. Go ahead and mend it.
With the mending, it looks like, so he slaps Calamos forward as the tools come over his hand. With his other hand, he's gonna reach into his pouch and he's gonna pull out like some just like iron filings. And as he drops the iron filings, they kind of collect over the surface of the Tinker's tools that have formed out of the wings from Calamos. And as he goes over you see like they're like slapping and snapping into place as though they were like made of. Because is this the metal door or the wood door? I forgot to ask.
This one's metal.
Metal. So as they start to slap into place, they start to form the structure of where the door was, and then you see a glow start from the inside of Calamos, where the opal is, down the wings, and as you see, as it pulses, it pulls the metal back straight and flush back to where the iron firelings have traced out, and then he's gonna pull it back, and there's just this cluster of the filings, and then he's gonna pull out a little pouch and then flick them back in, and then snap Calamos back onto his wrist.
Well, that was cool.
Thank you.
The door mends well enough that you can't tell the difference.
So if you need to get in somewhere else, maybe let us help.
All right.
So breaking and entering is okay, but stealing isn't.
Well, one thing you can hide, the other thing, I promise you, she will notice.
Yeah.
Ishton?
I guess we're gonna head to the library, right?
Yes.
And then the bar.
And then the bar to fight. What, Jotra?
Who cleans this place? Thing has been spotless, but I've seen no servants.
That is what she does all day. Every day. Like someone at the holy site.
Oh, like a prayer wheel?
Like a sacred place that must be kept perfect.
I know the type.
It's kind of sad.
When he died, I moved out of the house that we lived in together quickly because I did not want to become this.
Was it like this while he was alive? Or he left?
She was always a little extra, as they say, on the material plane. Always. But it got a lot worse. He was her only son. Ilianine is her only grandchild. But even before, she was kind of a bitch. For the sake. Let's not feel too sorry for her.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
As you begin to wrap up here, you'll make your way back to the welcoming hall. And Ignomus is actually waiting for you. And he simply says, 2 days. You will have what you require.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
He nods. My wife has informed me that you will be staying as you require. All I ask is that You do not bother me unless you need me.
All right.
All right. Safe travels to you.
We are just going to the library. I feel like we're probably safe. And now that I said that, I wish I hadn't, because that was tempting fate.
Where is the
He goes ahead and looks at you, Ishton, and then looks at everybody else. Safe travels to you. Turns and heads upstairs.
Library! It will be fine.
All right, we've got 2 days. Athenos, if we can find a place to scrap, let's go scrap, but let's stay out of trouble.
You want us so we can fight but stay out of trouble?
Yeah, if
Well-
we find a place where they're doing fights, let's go ahead and fight, but
Keep
let's
the
not-
trouble like in a box. Yes?
Yes, exactly.
Again, no promises, but I'll try.
I don't want to wind up in the fireplane jail.
That's I've been in many jails, but I haven't been in one in a fireplane.
We will
Can
get you a tour.
We'll
That's
add
not
it to
the
the
same
list
thing.
after we're done.
No. Athenos, no.
It's probably not
I
a
told
good idea.
we went to a whole new plane, and you think I'm not going to take advantage of it?
Athenos is like with jails what my wife and I are like with targets. Like everywhere we go, we're like, we gotta go to one of the targets.
I've been arrested
That's-
in nearly every jail in a material plane, and I'm just trying to keep going down the list.
I need my collector set. There's like a
Yeah.
memorabilia. There's like a coin that you put the penny in and it presses it.
Exactly. Dahlia has never been to a fireplane prison. I can hold that up over ages.
Wait till we find someone who can get us the fuck out of here first, huh?
Okay. To the library, I guess.
You still didn't promise, for the record. Just did no promises. Throwing it out there.
Yeah, I know.
I don't expect a promise from
Oh, what's
Athenos. Fuck.
When I promise something, I mean it. That's why I don't throw promises around.
I like that.
I will keep my eye on him.
Might have to.
Soup does.
Always.
Let's just try not to get arrested. That'll be the goal.
So
To
Ishton.
the library.
The library. There we go. I'm getting my words.
Well,
up.
that
The
is what
Ishton
my name means in Primordial is library.
So, library, the Ishton on the other side. Lord. Yes. So you know that the library that you have visited previously is on the other side of the market district. So as you begin to lead everyone out, you go ahead and grab your weapons, put back on your shoes. Ishton takes 5 minutes to go ahead and pull underneath the armor, all of that nonsense, get it all strapped, put the shoelace through. No, I'm kidding. You go ahead and make your way with Ishton leading through the marketplace. The first thing you notice is weirdly chaotic in comparison to the regimented area you were just in. And this is a super city, so this is quite a walk. You guys are probably walking for about perhaps an hour before heading through into the market district. This city is huge, having to house essentially the entire population of the fireplane. Yeah, quite a lot. You go ahead and step through into this marketplace. There are buildings and stalls just scattered across this area. There's no rhyme or reason. Loads of individuals running to stalls, talking to people, loads of hustle and bustle and screaming and deals and all sorts being made. You can see anyone from tieflings to Afriti just running around trying to get done whatever they need to get done. This place is heavily, heavily guarded by Afriti and elemental individuals that are scattered along the outside kind of perimeter of this area. As you step through and forward, there are a few individuals that start kind of harassing you, coming up and, oh no, look, we've got this. Oh, jewelry straight from the airplane, blah, 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 like.
Just don't make eye contact.
Can I try and steal some? Just slightly, just take, maybe if they're showing some jewelry, just slightly take some out of their hand.
Make a sleight of hand.
Ooh,
Gotcha.
Okay, hold on. And to get an advantage, can I actually wait? I need to see what is it. I don't have the spell. Never mind. I'll just roll.
You still have stuff to spend from the donations.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, I'm gonna use that advantage. Nat 20. So I rolled a 3 the first time. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use my advantage for that. Yeah, nat 20.
That's fair. As an individual comes past, they have this emerald necklace that is apparently from the Earth plane. You check it over and you immediately notice that it's fake. However, the bracelet that she is wearing definitely is not.
Ooh. I'm gonna do very classic, like, oh, how would I do this? So maybe I see if is she approaching me specifically, or like the group, or
She approaches kind of everyone and is generally like trying to get in everyone's face, so she will get to you eventually.
okay. So before she gets to me, I want to like kind of walk around her, tap her on one shoulder so she turns, and as she turns, I just like kind of sneak the bracelet off and then walk around and continue back with the group.
Okay. She does not notice. You go ahead and you have this it's like a mixture of silver and gold wrapped around in this bangle-like bracelet.
I'm just gonna put it on.
And looks all right. It's pretty good. Pretty comfortable.
I make everything look good, so I'm not surprised about that.
As you're stepping through, you hear one individual making their voice boom. And you hear, "Oh, this is a fight you do not want to miss. This is going to be the biggest payout that we've ever had in the fire plane."
Oh no.
I just look at everyone like, come on. They're practically calling me.
They're calling him.
Yotra is full goggles at this point, just having a small panic attack. Just, there's a lot of people here. Whatever you want to do, just get it. What if it's close? How far?
Yeah, Soup is very much stuck to Ishton at this point.
I'll
But,
carry him on my back.
You're aware that in the fire plane, there are a few kind of like gladiatorial companies, so to speak, that host either scraps or to the death fights with creatures or other individuals, particularly notorious individuals. This particular person is currently standing on a podium. Their arms are outstretched. They're quite grandiose and trying to gain as much attention as they can, as they're like, "This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime scrap. This creature has never been documented to ever be in any of the fights we have ever held in the fire plane, and there is a hell of a payout. 3,000 gold pieces to whichever group can go ahead and take this thing down."
Have to do this.
It's so
Say that to everyone.
We have to do it. A creature that has never fought before. We can be the first to kill it, and I'm just here, honestly, for the gold.
They say that every time. Come on, they've got to say that every time, right?
You can
like
watch.
those
You can be a personal cheerleader. It's fine, but like I need to get in there.
I'm with you. Let's do
I
it.
am your huntmate. It is what I do.
Fine, let's kill the
Eridan.
thing.
Eridan soup.
I kill him. I could probably cook it up. Make some stuff.
If you want.
You just see Eridan's kind of. Eridan's just. I suppose if it's going to help.
Sir, we wanna. I'm just gonna walk up. The moment she says that, I just walk up to her like, yeah, we wanna fight.
You there?
Yep. I wanna challenge this thing, creature. I don't know. I don't really care. We're gonna beat it.
Coming in for a fight?
What kind
Yeah.
of beast do you got back there?
Now that would be spoilers, my friend.
Oh, come on.
Don't want you to be able to prepare. You have to go into this fight fairly, just as it will. Now, are you sure you want to take this on? Nothing has beaten it so far in all of our little training sessions.
I mean,
Now that we have the full fight ready to go, and everyone can see this grandiose creature, are you sure you can handle it?
Yes.
yeah, definitely
We've
sure.
got this.
Well, and you watch as they lean back out, begin grandstanding to everyone again. Just, we have a group of challengers ready to fight this creature. What say you? And everyone just, the usual kind of crowd screaming and shouting, with a few individuals that's like, oh no, I can take it. And they lean down. You wouldn't be able to fight your way out of a paddling pool. And everyone screams. It's definitely one of those, all of the rowdy folk are drawn towards this individual. You do also see just to the left-hand side, some of the more well-dressed individuals are placing bets now that you've announced your participation, so to speak.
It's gonna be fun.
Well, show us to the place.
This isn't to the death sort of thing, is it? Just
Oh,
just asking.
this fight very much is
Oh, good.
to the
Good.
death.
Yeah, good. Cool. Yeah, it's fine.
It'll be fine.
3,000 gold pieces. It's quite the
Of course it's
prize.
death.
He means to the beast death. It's okay.
Or yours. Like if you do get hit hard, you could. Also...
Happiness.
Come on.
I don't want to lie to him. Come on,
I know,
guys.
but we want him to be, calm for. You will be fine. It is okay.
Maybe. So,
It's
as
just
so
gonna- So it's just going to reach into Pavasar's mouth, pull out a little bit of the Wit's Whetstone.
oh boy, he's going in drunk.
Puts it back down, closes the lid.
They chuckle as they look towards the rest of the party and they just go, so soon, so soon. You wish to go now?
Yeah. No
Well
time like
then.
the present.
Goes ahead and casts thaumaturgy again in order to make their voice boom. Folks, we have competitors. Follow us to the arena now and see the grandest spectacle ever to take place in this wonderful city. Begins to walk along. It's maybe like 20 steps before you suddenly hear another voice boom. A similarly dressed individual comes from around a corner carrying their own crowd through towards another section of the city.
It's really hot in this plane. Really, really hot.
Oh boy.
Are we following?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
As you follow onwards, more and more of these individuals come out of the cracks and corners of the city, with more people beginning to follow them. They're amassing quite the crowd. As you head through and walk and walk and walk, you actually pass the library as you carry on down
We'll
the
be like,
street.
oh, look at the library.
Jotra just looks wistfully. Oh.
I want it.
It's about another 30 minutes past the library before you enter a small corridor which opens out to a smaller section, but a very deliberate section of the city. This huge, beautiful, stone-carved Colosseum that stands almost as I'm trying to think of the word, and it's happened a lot today.
A monument to?
Monument. That's what I was looking for.
I've got you. I've got you.
You've got me. Yeah, you got this. Stands as a monument to the rest of the city. Very much a landmark. As you step forward, you're immediately ushered in a different direction to the crowd by one of these individuals. They go ahead and beckon you over. And there's a small door in the side of this building that opens up into a small drawing room. You go ahead and step inside, and they immediately lay out this kind of contract that's just like, yes, you agree to fight to the death. Any of your equipment,
Okay, no.
any of your equipment and possessions that are broken within the arena we aren't responsible for any damages to your stuff. Anything that you drop upon death is then owned by the company and the Colosseum, and all of this kind of jargon. We won't pay for medical expenses, blah, 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 blah.
Jotra specifically was like,
Waiver.
I can't sign it.
they can't take Pavasari. He's magical. He's not an item. They can't have him or Kalamos. Oh, I can't have him take your, if that's what you're worried about.
Yes.
And Jotra's gonna sit in front of Pavasari, and he's gonna get right in his turtle's face, and he's like, okay, we're doing something really stupid, buddy. Really, really stupid. This is gonna sound very, 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 very bad, but we need the money, I guess. I don't know. We need the thrills. We're just... If we die and you're still alive, eat Ishtin's glaive. It'll go into the bag of holding and it'll be okay. Also, I'm gonna put a note inside of you for my parents. Let them know that I tried and that I had an adventure. That'll make Dad happy, and Mom will keep crying. But and then he starts writing a note, and he just stuffs it in the turtle's mouth. Okay, I'm ready.
There's a horrific creak that suddenly echoes. As you go ahead and say all this, you put the note in, and there's this horrific creak as the mouth closes.
Buddy.
Pavasari begins to shake, just ever so slightly, before returning to normal. You watch as the mouth opens. Okay.
That's gross.
Buddy, you can speak! And he just gives a big hug around the Pavasari's neck. Guys, Pavasari can talk now! He can talk! Oh my god!
I don't know. I really don't know.
Did that happen?
Everything's just looks to you, Ishton, and just, I wasn't imagining. Joshua, are you okay?
What? Yeah,
Did you wish really hard?
Did you didn't hear him? He spoke. Please tell me I'm not going crazy with
we
you.
heard them.
He did. He did.
Oh, Pavasari, buddy, you're so awesome.
Let's go kill a thing! And I signed the contract.
Sign it.
One by one, everyone slowly begins to sign it forth.
Gotra requests a contract for Pavasari now that he can speak. And then if you want to, you don't have to. And he brings it over to him to sign if he wants to. And then you can just watch. You don't have to.
There's no response.
nod. Is it okay? Not okay.
No response.
Don't push it. He just started. Give him
Okay,
a break.
okay.
He's probably tired.
Okay. We're just gonna take his fin and just kind of like stamp it. He looks at his wrist at Kalimos and he's like,
Beautiful. Okay. There's a little bit of preparation. It's kind of, I say preparation, it's more people speaking at you and you just nodding, going, yes, I understand. I've done this before. I know how to fight. Shut up. There's a few people on hand that actually go ahead and kind of spruce up your gear a little bit. They go ahead and mend the little sears and tears in your clothes, and it's kind of passed off as, oh, you have to be presentable. You have to be presentable. You have to be able to be wooed and be cheered. So we need to make sure that you're in tip-top shape.
Jotra is very just...
You go ahead and continue through this tunnel. You begin to hear the crowd cheering. It begins to echo throughout the chamber as they're getting more and more excited. There's this chant that kind of begins as there's more grandstanding from an individual. Just, here we are, folks. It's been a while since we've had anything worth a challenge. We've seen people fall, and we've seen many, many creatures fall. But now we offer you a true fight. And there's a celebration from everyone as they begin speaking again. I'll keep this short, and I'll keep this exciting as possible. A small team of brave warriors versus our mystery creature. Open the gates for the challengers. There's another cheer as the portcullis at the end of this tunnel raises up, proper Roman style. As you folks step out, there's a huge cheer as you enter this beautifully made Colosseum.
I'm eating it up. I'm just like waving. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know.
There's a moment as the cheers begin to die down, as the Master of Ceremonies raises their hand. Are you ready? And points down towards the group.
Oh, Jotra.
Fuck yeah.
Well, folks, I truly hope that your bets turn your way. Open the gates! There's a huge roar from the crowd again as this large portcullis on the other side of the Colosseum raises up. You hear a low, guttural screech that echoes throughout both the Colosseum and what feels to be your very bones themselves. And that's where we'll leave off.
Knew you were gonna do that.
Damn it! I was hoping to see it at least.
Nope. Is I mean,
We made a dumb choice.
I'm excited.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
At least
And I
Pathasar will
get to do
be
that
able to
screech
speak
for YouTube.
when Jotra's dead.
exciting.
Seriously, folks, you should listen to Adam's stuff
God.
because it's awesome.
Yeah.
The YouTube or podcast that comes out, like
It's so freaking cool.
So cool.
So
Yeah.
cool.
It really is.
Adds
Throw
music
sound effects
and
in.
the amount of things he can do with his vocal cords is frankly ridiculous, and you gotta just listen to it for yourself. There's no way to describe it accurately. People listening to the podcast will be like, wait, there's not music and all these amazing sound effects while it's happening? They're gonna be baffled by what we're talking about right now.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
it's
Something like
nasty
that, but
beastie. It's a nasty beast. All right.
Terrible.
Thank you, folks, for watching and sticking around. We're going to go around the horn. It's going to be a much shorter around the horn this time, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand over to Ty. Where can people find you? What have you been up to? And plug anything you want to plug.
Hi, Ty, Hitchhiker of the Mind. You can find me tomorrow on my own channel, twitch.tv/Hitchhiker of the Mind, where I'm DMing. We just are coming to the end of a wrap-up of a really big competition in the Feywild that ended with the Unseelie breaking their contract for these like summer games sort of things with the Seelie and poisoning everyone in the court. It was this big dramatic scene, but because they not only helped but won these games, you're gonna see my group try to figure out what to do with a freaking wish, because that's gonna be interesting. So they have a wish to figure out what they're gonna do with. So that's next session. And then Wednesdays you can find me. I play Brant Heightstagger, the Fire Ganassi, also Glaive Wielder, because Glaive's the best. Glaive life for life. And then so you can catch me there. And then also anytime you reach out to Team Emporium, either on Twitter or anything, that's me. I'm just gonna be, it's a one person show, so we got that rolling. Don't forget to use FWRD if you do come and hang out. And then keep your eye on that Twitter, because we have a new product that we're having made specifically just for the store that's really, really exciting in my opinion. And I can't wait to share it with all of you. Other than that, always make sure to check out the Discord. There are so many wonderful people in our Discord, and if you're looking to play at all, the Discord is the place to be. So don't forget that. And I think that's all of my stuff, so we'll just go and pass it to the next.
Awesome. All right. Adam.
Hello, I am Adam. You can catch me at AdamHardyBO on Twitter and Instagram. I do the post-production for The Mind and the Martyr for YouTube, so check out YouTube, check out the podcast. It's available through Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, pretty much a lot of podcasts, like things that I didn't even hear of. I was like, oh, we're on that, cool. So yeah, take a listen. I do add music from like Sirenscape.com, and I also throw in little extra sound effects and stuff, so which I like to have a lot of fun with. So yeah, check that stuff out.
Awesome stuff. Drac.
I'm Drac, or Draconics on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics, DRAKONIQUES. That's probably the best place to see what I'm up to, because I'm trying to be up to a bunch of stuff. You can find me here at 6 p.m. PST every Monday playing Athenos, the Unity Warlock Pirate. Soon you'll be seeing me every Wednesday in the Monster Huts campaign, which is going to be fun. I thought up some interesting backstory for my character, ran it by Jen this morning, so that was interesting. You can also find me, I play Elementum on a Super Idols. It's an actual play podcast. You can find it on all the places you find a podcast, where I play as Magical Idol Boy, and that campaign is called Super Idols RPG, and it's a lot of fun. I'm going to be, I think I estimated it wrong because I forgot we cut the sessions in half when we upload them. I'm going to be in August episode when we upload it in August. That's where my debut. So if you want to see the best part of the whole actual playing, just pop in then. Wednesday I'm going to be this Wednesday I'm going to be guesting on Rule of Law again, continuing my guest appearance as a time-traveling lizard boy. I just came and did a big lore dump about the things I can tell them about the future, and now we're going to you need to watch it. It's a lot of time travel stuff, I have to admit. I went back in time to stop someone else that went back in time to stop the protagonist from. Yeah, it's a lot of wibbly-wobbly time.
There it is. Yeah, I was just gonna say
wibbly-wobbly time-wimey stuff. So if you want to understand, check out Rule of Law, watch their VODs, and check out the episode on Wednesday at 6 p.m. PST. And that's me.
Awesome. Jen.
And you can find me on Twitter at QuixoteJen, QUIXOTEJEN, 1N, not 2. And let's see. Tomorrow I'm going to be on The Gods We Know from 6 to 9 with Ray. And it's going to be awesome. And my character just found out some really important things about her past, and that's going to be interesting to see her process that. And on Wednesday, I'm going to be DMing Queer Heist Crew. So if you want like crazy queerness, that is absolutely what you should be tuning in for. And it's going to be ridiculous and silly and fantastic. And I'm looking forward to it. And the players are all really great. And yes, Monster Hearts is coming up soon. Very soon, and it is going to be wonderful. I'm so excited. And we're going to be appearing on Saturday, but other people know the time. So I'm going to have Ray say that.
5 p.m. EST on Resonant. We're going to be there 5 p.m. EST on Saturday. We're going to get again interviewed by Rachel from Resonant. It's going to be fun.
So like 2 o'clock in the time zone that matters. And yeah, we'll be there on Saturday.
It is the time zone that matters.
I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that GMT is plus and minus 0 for a reason, and that's all I'm going to say.
All I'm saying is
Yes.
you're here at what
0.
time? Oh, you're here at 9 p.m.
It's 5 a.m., yeah.
Oh my god.
Me and Drax suffer so that you
I'm
are
fine.
entertained. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm actually just hungry. That's all I'm fussed about right now. Okay. I'm Ray. You can find me at Bearded Baymax on Twitter. You can find me here every Monday DMing The Mind of the Martyr. You can find me every Tuesday playing The Gods We Know with Tobias, my interesting gunslinger. He's gone through some stuff also. He's dealing with things. Don't really know what to go from there. I am going to be part of a cult game over with Transient. That'll be going on in August. It's my first time with a proper, super creepy horror game that's not Call of Cthulhu. So that's going to be interesting. I'm also going to be playing Starfinder with them at some point. Don't know when, but it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, keep an eye on all of our socials for all of your regular updates when we're going live. Any charity stuff we're doing. When the podcasts go up as well, so you can go ahead and do your workout or your shopping or your daily routine, grab some of those, or the YouTube link as well. And yeah, hopefully we will have our full cast back next week, because trying to play 2-player characters I did not think about. I was like, oh yeah, they exist. They're a thing. Mm-hmm.
I will sometimes when I DM just
Please,
act
right?
like they don't exist. Like they just blinked out of existence for an episode.
I literally
Just-
had
Quiet. They're not feeling well.
Yeah.
in and out player who's like Fire Ganassi, who I made it a whole plot line where she had to find something to chain herself to a material plane until she could play more. So she would pop in and out of the fire plane just to make it
Nice.
convenient to be like, oh, she's
I
gone.
was super tempted to have Eridan and Soup not follow everyone during the plane shift, which
Yeah.
I think would have been an interesting scenario. We were talking about it before we went live. Just like, I wonder what's going to happen.
Huh. I had my
Um,
wife play a wind-up dog that would wind down when she couldn't play, and then wind back up.
And just
That's
Metroid
really cool.
into
I
a
like that idea.
ball.
My first game, I played an awakened goat man, and whenever I couldn't make it, he de-awakened into a regular goat.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
His name was Constantine. I didn't name him.
Yeah. So, keep an eye out on everything going on. Keep an eye on our socials, and go ahead and join our Discord as well. That is going to be very fun. We've got community games going on all the time, and people looking for groups all the time. So go ahead and jump on in, and we hope to see you there.
Come and roll some dice with some friends.
Exactly.
Let's roll together.
Unless anybody else has anything else they need to say, I believe we can go to credits.
Yeah, just remember to stick around for the credits. We will be rating Total Party Chill, an amazing group of players. So you'll have a good time if you're hanging out on, Twitch for a little bit. So we'll go and roll the credits, but don't go anywhere.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. Keep moving forward. Catch you soon.